Close your eyes and think back to the early 2000s. The hum of a CRT TV, the feel of a chunky controller in your hand, and the thrill of exploring vast new worlds for the very first time. Gaming wasn't just a hobby. It was a lifestyle. The late 90s and early 2000s were a time of technological evolution. DVDs replaced VHS, the internet was making its way into homes, and 3D graphics were becoming the new standard in gaming. Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo saw this as their opportunity to push the boundaries of what video games could be. Three consoles stood at the heart of this revolution: the PlayStation 2, the original Xbox, and the Nintendo GameCube. Each one brought something unique to the table, sparking debates in schoolyards and living room alike. Were you Team Sony, Team Microsoft, or Team Nintendo? Or maybe you just love them all. One became the best-selling console in history, another marked new beginnings, and the last could have been the end of it all. Let's take a journey back to the generation that refined gaming, a time when discs replaced cartridges, online multiplayer became a reality, and the console wars entered a whole new era. This is the story of probably the best console generation in history. First, the heavyweight of the generation, Sony PlayStation 2. Released in March 2000 with over 158 million units sold worldwide and 4,000 plus games made for it, the PS2 wasn't just a gaming console. It was an entertainment powerhouse. Building on the success of the original PlayStation, Sony aimed to dominate not just gaming but entertainment as a whole. With DVD playback as a selling point, the PS2 became a cost-effective choice for families looking for more than gaming. The PS2 came packed with features that were ahead of its time. Its ability to play DVDs was a game changer, making it a must-have for anyone looking to upgrade their home entertainment system. And its backward compatibility with the original PlayStation games gave it an instant library of classics. Its massive library had something for everyone. Whether it was a JRPG, sport game, or experimental titles like Atami Damacy, the PS2 had it all. And who could forget the groundbreaking Grand Theft Auto series, which pushed open world gaming to new heights? The PS2 was home to some of the most iconic games of all time. Final Fantasy X amazed players with its story and visuals. Metal Gear Solid 2 pushed the boundaries of storytelling. Gran Turismo 3 set the standard for racing sims, and let's not forget the big classics like God of War, Shadow of the Colossus, or the Ratchet & Clank series. And these are just the tip of the iceberg. Sony is well known for their amazing exclusive games, and the PS2 did not disappoint from this aspect. And even multiplayer gaming thrived on the PS2. With a multi-tap accessory, couch co-op and party games were a staple of the era, bringing friends and families together in living room across the globe. In the end, the PS2 was more than just a console. It was a cultural icon. Its combination of cutting-edge technology, a diverse game library, and Sony's savvy marketing made it the undisputed champion of its generation. And not only for that generation, as of now, the PS2 is still ranked the highest when it comes to total sales worldwide. The Nintendo Switch has a clear chances of surpassing it one day, but for now, bow to the king. In November 2001, Microsoft entered the console arena with the original Xbox, making the first time an American company had taken on console giants since Atari. But this wasn't just a debut, it was a revolution. The Xbox wasn't here to play by the rules, it was here to change them. Sony, be aware. Everything about the Xbox screamed power, starting with its enormous Duke controller. Love it or hate it, the Duke embodied Microsoft ambition. Bigger, bolder, and built for the future. Under the hood, the Xbox was a beast. With a custom Intel processor, Nvidia graphics, and a built-in hard drive, a first for consoles, it was clear that Microsoft wanted to push the boundaries of what a game console could do. And it wasn't just about hardware, it was about software. At launch, the Xbox had a secret weapon, Halo Combat Evolved. This wasn't just a game, it was a phenomenon. Halo introduced players to massive sci-fi battles, unforgettable multiplayer modes, and one of the most iconic protagonists in gaming, Master Chief. By the end of 2001, Halo wasn't just selling copies, it was selling Xbox consoles. Then came Xbox Live. Released in 2002, this online gaming service was nothing short of revolutionary. It brought players together from around the world, complete with voice chat, multiplayer matchmaking, and downloadable content. Suddenly, gaming wasn't confined to your living room, it became global. While the Xbox didn't sell as many units as the PS2, stopping at around 24 million units sold, its impact went far beyond the numbers. Microsoft had established itself as a major player in the gaming industry, paving the way for the success of future consoles like the Xbox 360 and the Series X and S. The original Xbox wasn't just a gaming console, it was a glimpse into the future. With its focus on power, online connectivity, and ambitious exclusives, it laid the foundation for what modern gaming could become. And for many, it all started with a green ring and a simple mission: finish the fight. And before moving on to the next console, I want to talk to you about today's sponsors, Fiverr. Fiverr is a platform where you can connect with different artists and freelancers around the world for a wide range of activities. It's basically an online marketplace where individuals and businesses can buy and sell services. For example, all drawing animations you've seen in this video were made through Fiverr by the username Guarav. Make sure to check out their work if you like what you've seen so far. And once again, thank you Fiverr for sponsoring this video. Now let's get back to the video. In November 2001, Nintendo launched the GameCube, a console that embraced creativity and fun above all else. While its competitors focused on raw power and multimedia features, Nintendo stayed true to its roots, delivering a console that was undeniably unique and unapologetically Nintendo. With its cube-shaped design, playful purple color, and even a handle for portability, the GameCube immediately stood out. It wasn't trying to be a DVD player or an all-in-one entertainment system, it was all about gaming. Even its tiny mini-discs were unconventional. They had limited storage compared to DVDs, but they symbolized Nintendo's philosophy: small, simple, and built for delivering great games. And deliver it did. The GameCube boosted some of the most beloved titles of the generation. Super Smash Bros. Melee became a competitive gaming phenomenon with mechanics so tight that it's still played in tournaments today. Metroid Prime reinvented the Metroid series in 3D, earning universal acclaim. And The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker defied skeptics with its timeless, cel-shaded art style and fear-filled storytelling. The GameCube also pushed the boundaries of innovation. With the Game Boy Advance link cable, players could unlock new features in games like The Legend of Zelda: Four Swords Adventures and Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles. And Nintendo introduced the Wavebird, the first widely popular wireless controller, setting the stage for modern gaming convenience. Despite its strengths, the GameCube struggled to compete with the PlayStation 2 and Xbox, selling around 22 million units. Many attributed this to Nintendo's decision to focus solely on gaming rather than multimedia features, as well as the limited storage capacity of its mini-discs. And for some, this looked to be the end of Nintendo in the gaming market. Many still remember the GameCube as the console where they were done with gaming. But looking back at it, I do believe this was a turning point for Nintendo. They are always willing to take risks while also staying in line with their own beliefs. Without the GameCube, we might not have had a successful Wii or Nintendo Switch. While staying true to their ways, this not so powerful console might not have been this close to becoming the best-selling console in history. And for those who own the GameCube, it wasn't about sales numbers, it was about the memories. From intense melee tournaments to hours spending designing towns in Animal Crossing, the GameCube created experiences that players cherished. The GameCube may not have been dominating its generation, but its influence is undeniable. Its emphasis on fun, creativity, and innovative gameplay paved the way for future successes like the Wii and the Switch. And for fans, the little purple box with a handle remains a symbol of Nintendo at its best. The GameCube wasn't just a console, it was a celebration of gaming's joyful essence. Whether you were racing with friends or saving the galaxy, it reminded us why we fell in love with video games in the first place. This generation wasn't just about great games, it was about competition and innovation. The PS2 had the largest library and brand recognition. The Xbox introduced the world to online gaming on consoles, and the GameCube reminded us that gaming is supposed to be fun, quirky, and creative. Fast forward to today, and the impact of these consoles is everywhere. The PS2 remains the best-selling consoles of all time. Microsoft Xbox Live set the standard for online gaming services, and Nintendo's emphasis on fun and innovation still drives its success with consoles like the Switch. This generation is arguably the best one in history, and to give you a picture, the prices for games back then were $49, which is equivalent to $85–90 in today's value. Just something to have in mind when considering today's prices. These three consoles didn't just compete, they shaped the future of gaming. Whether you were raiding dungeons, battling Covenant forces, or smashing your friends off the stage, this generation brought us countless memories. But which console was your favorite? And also, which one is your favorite today? And if you are still using one of these, I'd definitely love to hear what you are playing.